So let's do it here. Okay. If we were standing in your physical shoes, and you may not be able to do this right now, we're going to take a stab at it and see, we would try to approach this subject of your financial well-being from a standpoint of getting angry just for a moment. Go for it and see if you can do it.
Angry. Well,
have you ever been angry about anything?
Yeah.
Does anger come easily to you, or have you learned to suppress anger?
Mostly, unless I've been drinking a little, it's suppressed.
Anybody got anything? What happens when you're drinking is that you lose that inhibition that makes you try to control the way you behave and cover up the way you really feel. In other words, that's why there are happy drunks and there are mean drunks, or there are angry drunks. Who you sort of are comes out where everybody can see it in an easier way. And so
I can be both.
So make an effort here and see if you cannot find some relief from this hopeless feeling by getting a little angry about your financial condition. Just ramble about it a little bit if you can. You think he's going to make it?
Well,
you think he can get angry?
I would. Angry?
How long has this been going on? We don't want you to pretend to be angry.
Even before I knew Abraham.
Yes.
Yeah. This has been going on pretty much my whole life.
Sort of fed up with it, aren't you?
I would say so.
Yes.
Yeah.
And what is it that's been happening? Give it some specifics.
I could make a bunch of money, and then some crazy thing would happen, and it would be gone. Stuff outside of my control. Taxes, IRS, stocks becoming worthless. Government rules and regulations preventing me from doing what I was going to do. It's just endless stuff like that.
Did you say things outside of your control?
So it would seem. But obviously it's my energy,
well, it's all right.
And that's reflecting back to me.
It's all right.
There it is.
We don't want you to beat up on yourself about it, in other words, but we did want to amplify back to you that it does feel like it's out of your control. That's that powerless feeling. It's like no matter what I do, no matter how I try, no matter how far I pull my sled up the hill, no matter how many things I get lined up, no matter how educated I get, no matter what job I get, no matter how good of employment I get, no matter how much money I begin to amass, some fool thing always happens, and I end up right back in this stain. And now what we're wanting to hear from you is, how do you feel about that? In other words, is there anyone other than yourself that you are wanting to offer a little suggestion to? In other words,
somebody other than myself I want to offer a suggestion to? I don't quite get that.
Well, what we feel from you is that you commonly you're quick to assume responsibility because you've taken us at our word that you're the creator of your own experience. So when things don't go well, you say, well, I'm the creator of my own experience and I must be doing a rotten job or I'd be in a better place. And as you turn as you turn that anger toward yourself, it just perpetuates the feeling of powerlessness, because the vicious cycle is, I'm not doing a good job, I don't like the way it's turning out, I don't know how to do anything different, and so you're just sort of spinning there in that place that feels stuck. And so what we are suggesting is that you could if you could find some other entity, government always works well, if you could find some other entity that you could focus a little bit of your irritation toward, some tax law, some how about an ex-wife? In other words, is there anybody in your closet anywhere that you could focus upon and give yourself the life-giving relief of anger? You're right. This is too much work.
I don't know.
It's far, far, far too much work. It should not be this much work. What we suggest to you is get a big bottle of something that has a lot of alcohol in it. And then try to get a brain hemorrhage. And then go to the hospital room and write your goal on the wall under the butterflies.
Okay.
And when you awaken in the morning, it will all have lifted off of you like a bad dream.
I mean, okay. I've had my opportunities to be angry at all these various entities and stuff like that.
But what we are saying, you see, here's the thing that you didn't know then that you know now. When you get angry, getting angry is a knee-jerk, self-survival, instinctual thing that comes over you. In other words, because you're not ever supposed to feel powerless. And when something has happened that causes you to feel powerless, innately, this thing rises within you that makes you feel better. It is like reaching for air. Literally it is. But if you don't do it on purpose, if you haven't chosen the angry thought on purpose, and you haven't said, I do feel better for having chosen this angry thought, then you have not received the benefit of doing it on purpose, and then you don't receive the benefit of regaining your power. And regaining your power is what is necessary in every incremental step up this emotional scale. In other words, when you say, here's how I feel, and it doesn't feel as good to me as I want, I choose to feel here, and I'm going to focus here until I am able to beat that drum long enough that I can naturally stay there. And then you get there and you say, I actually feel the relief of my effort. I actually feel the relief of my effort. In very short order, things will begin to flow into your experience that gives you the proof, if you want it, the evidence, if you want to call it that you did shift your vibration in some way. Getting angry and not doing it on purpose and not acknowledging the relief of it and not acknowledging the relief of it and acknowledging that you have deliberately chosen it and therefore you have regained your power, all of that is necessary before any of this is any good to you, you see.
Okay.
We are appreciating your willingness to take this time to work in this way about something, because it is a true feeling of being stuck, and it isn't easy to do with a room full of people, and you've helped others as well, and it is our promise to you that you're not in the same place that you were when you started, and now you know what to do about it.
Yes.
We are at the ending of this day. We will begin. What is unfinished here? Anything? We will begin with you when we return next tomorrow, and we are looking for another handful. Yes, here, stand if you will. Yes, right behind. Yes, stand if you will. Yes, you're already standing, but it doesn't count. Right here. Yes. We have enjoyed this interaction immensely. There is great love here for you. We are complete.